International Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
We support International Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
I support International Women's Day. International Women's Day.
We support International Women's Day.
100 years on and we're still fighting for pay equity. We're also still fighting for equal representation in a whole range of things such as politics, on boards, in leadership, in unions. So it's really important that our women march today.
I think a lot has been achieved to date for the women's movement, but there's a lot more to achieve. We can't just sit back and think it's all been done, because it hasn't. And we need to get out there today and try to make a difference and make people stand up and listen.
We've joined together with our tough sisters, so we've got the RTBU, TWU and the MUA all together, marching under the ICF banner. So it's pretty cool. We've got a heap of us here. It's unreal.
What are some of the issues facing women in the Maritime Union?
In the Maritime Union, the hardest thing for us is trying to get a job in the place in the first place. The employers just don't want to employ women. So that's our big push at the moment, and we're going to make sure we keep going.
Do you think Australian women play a leadership role in women's rights around the world?
Definitely. I mean, Sharon Burrows, ITUC, we've got Jed Carney at the head of the ACTU, we've got some great women leaders, and we really are making progress with that, so yeah, it's good.
So tell me why you're marching today.
Today we're marching with a group called Women's Abortion Action Campaign. We're supporting a woman's right to choose abortion, and we stand for the repeal of all state abortion laws.
100 years, they still don't have it, and it's more than just about equal rights for equal pay. It's about equal rights in every sphere.
Our union is taking an equal pay case here in Australia for low-paid community workers. So these are people who work with the homeless, the disadvantaged, the disabled in Australian society. These workers are really low paid. They earn heaps less than their male counterparts doing different jobs. And we're using our new work laws to take the first equal pay case under these work laws. What we hope to achieve is getting the skills of women's industries recognised. So they're caring skills of building resilience, listening, empathy skills, counselling skills, all of these types of things. We say that they're just as hard, just as difficult and just as valuable to the community as fixing cars or building fences. Sisters like Sharon Burrow is the head of the ITUC, so that's pretty amazing. We've had some very strong, amazing leaders that have led our trade union movement in Australia, many of them thrown up from teachers' unions, which were some of the first unions to fight for equal pay and women's issues in Australia. So Australian women and Australian women trade unionists have been at the centre of changing our society, and we're so proud that they're now playing a role on the international stage doing the same.
We're here today to celebrate the 100th anniversary of International Women's Day. Yes. The first IWD that was held in Sydney was in 1928. Now, over the last 100 years, we've made significant gains, and a lot of those gains are due to people that are here today. So let's give them all a big round of applause.
The most serious barrier to big changes is the way that major politicians and parties assume that we live in an economy and not a society.
So if we want to get a change in society, we've got to actually take the economy, stop acting as though we live in an economy, take economics out of the system as a major sort of discipline that people follow, and start talking about the society we want to live in. Then women will be able to actually change the balance of things, so those things that women do are actually seen as important, not just what men do.
I've been a social worker for 20 years. We're still behind the 8 ball with violence against women. Equal pay. I think what lack of equal pay says is that what we do is not valued. So it's not only the things, it's the valuing of what we do that's important as well.
Women are undervalued in our workplaces, their work is undervalued. There's still 17 to 20% more lower paid than men. That's unacceptable. The fight 25 years ago was for equal pay for equal work. Now we're saying women deserve equal pay with men across all industry.
it's inspiring to see so many women here from so many different unions and community organisations, from migrant groups. But it's also a bit shocking that 100 years on we're still fighting for equal pay.
Just want to know what you think of International Women's Day and why you're here.
What do I think of International Women's Day? Well, I think it's wonderful because I think it's about the celebration of all the things that have happened around the world and in Australia that have allowed women to get a fairer share. But I also think it's a sign about needing to continue the struggle because there's so many things that aren't equal in the world. And I'm here with my daughter, so I'm very proud that I've got someone who might want to follow on with this.
Union men supporting!
The Union women!
Never
be divided, the women. Never be defeated, the women united. We'll never be divided, the women united. We'll never be defeated, the women united. We'll never be